Shrek's public service announcement and urging kids to get out and play, which is a healthy thing to do. But is he a healthy role model? After all, to promote this new movie, the Jolly Green Ogre is hawking everything from Pop-Tarts to Fruit Loops to Cheez-Its. And MeMe Roth is the founder of National Action Against Obesity. She's here in the studio with me, and joining us in D.C. is Richard Berman. He's with the Center for Consumer Freedom. All right, so we're talking about Shrek, and we're also talking about the fact that he's hawking all these wares. What's good about him being involved in a health campaign?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking either one of you. Amy, MeMe, are you with me?
I'll tell you. I'll give you one answer. I think that the Ad Council and the fact that DreamWorks has given the government the opportunity to use Shrek for activity promotion is a great idea. And the fact is that Shrek is on lots of packages, on lots of food. I brought some with me here. This isn't Shrek, but this is SpongeBob SquarePants on vegetables. I think you're seeing a lot of cartoons and a lot of characters promoting all sorts of food, but most importantly, this physical education issue is critical for obesity in kids, and I'm glad to see that Shrek is now part of that whole physical education mantra that's coming out of the government.
All right, so look, Mimi's here with me, and we have all of these different products that Shrek has, including cereals and things of that nature, and apples, which of course are healthy. So what do you think about this entire campaign?
Well, I think that Richard makes a great point. But I think what the public service announcement was supposed to be was to encourage children to get out and play. We all agree that children are not exercising enough, so that is a great thing that they should be doing. But poor Shrek, we love our ogre, but the guy's conflicted. Just taking a look at a couple of things that he's recommending our children eat. Let's say your child made some Pop-Tarts for breakfast.
Okay.
Just one
s'mores,
foil,
by the way.
S'mores. Just one foil of Pop-Tarts is 400 calories, nearly 10 teaspoons of sugar. If you want your child to do well in school, I wouldn't send him to school hopped up on 10 teaspoons of sugar.
And Richard, the other thing is you get a free helmet hat with this as well to look like Shrek. So does it help?
Well, you know, you have to remember, I think parents who are watching this and grandparents as well, remember Howdy Doody was flacking Twinkies years ago, and the Lone Ranger was pushing Tootsie Rolls. We've had this forever, and there's nothing new here about having cartoon characters or having images like that connected to foods. It's all about parental responsibility, and at the end of the day, I think Mimi would agree, I know that she does agree, that parents have really the last right to say no, and they ought to say no often.
Mimi, weigh in on that for me.
I agree that we need to say no as parents, but what we don't need is the marketing company, fast food and junk food producers creating temper tantrums in the grocery aisle. I don't think that's a favor for any parent, and that's the whole scheme behind the marketing, is to create this whole nag factor, a very common marketing ploy. And the other thing about Shrek, and while this is nothing new, we are in the throes of a health crisis, a child obesity crisis that we didn't see back in
So who would be better in your opinion?
times.
Who would be better?
It's
well,
physical
you
education.
see a lot of the Sesame Street characters on fruits and vegetables, and they're consistent. Shrek is inconsistent. It's nothing about Shrek. Shrek's a fairy tale. And this summer, they're pushing a fairy tale that you can get out and play. But no matter how many hours you spend out in the playground with Shrek, nothing's going to offset the deluge of junk food cascading onto our children.
And Richard, you have no problem with this, though. It's all about physical education, real quick.
It is all about physical education, and I've been in lots of grocery stores lots of times, and I don't see temper tantrums. I think parents know how to say no.
And we'll end it there. Richard Berman and Mimi Roth talking about Shrek and, of course, his campaign to get us healthier. Anyway, coming up, thank you both.